iPhone 15 Pro, blue titanium, unboxing and first impressions. Now we just did the iPhone 15 Pro Max yesterday in the natural titanium. Today we're looking at the blue titanium. So iPhone on the right, iPhone on the left, Apple logos top and bottom. These Apple logos do match the color of the phone, and you have this kind of embroidered, kind of like image that you kind of feel. The phone before you actually have it here. Nice little touch. just comes with a USB-C cable inside. Let's go ahead and pull the tab here. And we'll go ahead and pull the tab and this is all you need to do. And then you can start getting into your iPhone box. Seamless and pretty simple. And here is the blue titanium. Now this is reminding me a little bit of the deep purple from last year where in certain angles it's not gonna look fully blue. But in other angles it definitely will. I'm definitely digging this color so far. It is quite nice. So taking a look at what comes in the box, we do have this USB-C cable. Let me talk about this in my first initial unboxing. The natural titanium Max model. But I just wanted to say something about this. But I'm probably not opened this correctly. But I don't really care at this point. Let's get that out of here. This cable is not very long. Now my camera. And you could see right there. It's not a really long cable. So you'll probably, if you're a USB-C, if you charge a lot, USB-C and that Max A for a wireless charger, you'll probably want a bigger cable. And then they talk about the eSIM. Thing in here. Where in the US you can only use the eSIM now. And Apple's sticker box. Pretty much nothing. To speak of in there, there's not a lot. It's mostly the phone. Apple's been slimming things down. Now first impressions of this one are already feeling kinda similar to the Max, but lighter. So definitely gonna like that a lot. Take a look at the edges here. The brushed blue titanium. Looking very nice there as well. And let's see how they pick up fingerprints. Cause there's some reports at this one doesn't pick up anything really. There's been some reports that the natural titanium shows it. Let's see, you could see a little bit, but nothing serious. Then we have a matte textured back right here. You do have the camera lenses, and these camera lenses not much bigger than the 14 Pro. So if you have that not phone, a big difference. And then down here, we have the USB-C with the precisionally drilled holes right here. Very similar to what we've seen in the past. Couple of years old, right? Someone bring the mic down so you could hear me. Peel this sticker thing off. You to get in the place over there, buddy, okay. Here we go, 3, 2. That wasn't bad. Wasn't too bad? It was actually probably a little bit better than when we did with the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Let's go and turn this thing on. And we're gonna weigh this thing out too as well. Apple say around 187 grams. Now that is pretty light compared to the iPhone 14 Pro. As a matter of fact, I actually have the 14 Pro right here. And let me see if I can tell the difference just by touching this phone right here. Could see we are in, It's definitely noticeable. It's very similar to the 15 Pro Max. How it's noticeable versus the 14 Pro Max. But it still has a little bit of the iPhone 15 Pro doesn't feel like it's a super lightweight. It doesn't feel like the S23, which feels lighter than this It just feels like an improvement over the iPhone 14 Pro. And if you look at the lenses here, you'll also notice the rings around the cameras are not as glossy. They also kind of match the titanium edges of the titanium sides here on the camera. So that's a nice little touch too. Nice little attention to detail them. But taking a look, the Polish edges are gone. Some people are saying they thought the stainless steel edges looked more premium. I've been thinking about this overnight. I actually think they might, especially when they're clean. But I'm still digging this clean. Look at the titanium brushed edges, because they just don't get as dirty and as smudgy as the older stainless steel definitely did. Now let's take a look at that. The camera bumps, about the same. Power buttons in the same location. You'll see 5 antennas at the bottom. They're basically the same right there. And I'll do this again in a full comparison. Action button, right there. And then we have the volume rockers, silence switch. Overall, the phones are very, very close. If you have a 14 Pro, this probably is definitely not a necessity upgrade for you. Now when booting onto the phone, they do have this new mode where you can go to medium. They've kind of had this before, but now you can do medium. and large and iOS
Whereas
17. It was
before,
just kind of like a zoom mode and then default mode. And so keep
If you
that.
didn't
see my iPhone 15 Pro Max unboxing, you can see right here. We have the new action button. Now I've been using that a little bit overnight, and I gotta tell you, have to hold down. So it's not like a one-click press. But you have voice memos here. You have the magnifier, camera, and then you can also trigger what you want the camera button to do. So you can make it do photo, selfie video, portrait, or portrait selfie. And then with the flashlight, the other ones is kinda just one thing. But the accessibility gives you more. And maybe over time, developers will the Apple allow developers to go ahead and make applications for this. But if you just want it like the way it used to be, you'll just put it in a silent mode. Now this also has the emergency LOS features and roadside assistance. And getting in, they always boot you into the iOS 17 wallpaper, so going down here, let's go enable the blue titanium wallpaper. Now on wallpapers, you'll see pretty much the same you're gonna find in any other iPhone. Then iOS 17 that the weather and astronomy wallpapers are a little bit different. We do have the kaleidoscope wallpapers right here. And then we have a few more down here. And their in collections is gonna be the new iPhone wallpaper, so this blue kind of looks great, honestly, but this is the blue titanium wallpaper, natural white and black, and of course, you could download these on the internet as well. If you just want to go ahead and put it on your phone. If you just like those wallpapers, they're able to be downloaded. And now you'll see, when you go out into the lock screen, it kind of like flashes when it turns on there. So a little thing to note. So I went with the 28GB option here. So let's go on to general iPhone and you'll see iOS 17 takes up around 17.41 gigabytes. Out of the 128. So you are taking up a little bit of space there for sure. Now one thing that's different is that the iPhone 15 doesn't do the 5x zoom, and that's kind of a letdown if you ask me at this price, because the 3 times is about what they could do on the last 14 Pro. So if you have, yes, they have on the 1X these abilities to go in between these different millimeters. But how useful was that? I mean, I could have just zoomed in a little bit myself. Like, it's not really. That's not a selling feature to me. On the more zoom on the Max is, though, the optical zoom. This still does 15 times. The 13 Pro and 14 Pro could do that too. Video cinematic. And so the camera to me, on the regular young 15 Pro here, is not a massive upgrade. And I don't feel like it is. I don't even have to test it just because what we were looking for was more zoom, and we got that on the Max. But we did get it here on the Pro. On the regular Pro. So the bigger upgrades here is Day 17 Pro chip and be more efficient. The titanium edges. USB-C here at the bottom. Those are the upgrades here for this month. So my first impressions here, I really like the lightweight of this one. So if you want a lightweight premium iPhone, this is gonna be, I still think, a hot seller for sure. But I think the Max is gonna really beat this one because of that optical zoom feature. But overall, very smooth. Very fast is what I've been so far. I actually have to tell you that I've been using this overnight, and the iPhone 15 Pro Max has getting a little bit toasty. I'm not liking that so far, so I have to see how one performs. If it gets toasty as well on the back, I don't know what that's about. My 14 Pro Max never felt toasty, so we'll see. Just the initial setup with just trying it out and putting the apps and the cloud backup, and we'll see if it cools down. But yeah, overall, matte edges, like we said, the titanium matching will do. A couple more close-up shots here. Not seeing too much fingerprints on the blue titanium edition. As your USB-C, just a clean, nice iPhone, kind of giving those Pacific blue vibes that they had the iPhone 12 Pro. And so I don't got much more to say about this in the initial review. It's just a smaller, or this initial unboxing. It's just a smaller version of the iPhone 15 Pro Max. I'm definitely digging, but I don't think I'm gonna make this my main. I'll probably stick with the 15 Max Pro because of the just of the optical zoom. That's why I really like about the S23 is Ultra. The zoom. So I'm gonna be using the zoom on the 15 Pro Max. Now I'm gonna show you a couple of side-by-side here before we get out of here. We already talked about the iPhone 14 Pro. But here, your iPhone 13 Pro, you can see basically pretty close to the same design. That camera is, I wouldn't say substantially larger, but definitely larger. And I do like the Sierra blue color for sure. Not sure I like it more than titanium blue. You could see right there. It's very close, but I think the overall footprint of the iPhone 15 Pro is definitely comfortable a more phone hold than the more dense iPhone 13 Pro. But I wouldn't say this is something you have to do right now. But you do see that SIM card slot. That is nice. If you still like having a SIM, which I do, it's still there. So overall, major difference here. And how about take a look at the 11 Pro? I don't have the 12 Pro no more. I got rid of that phone, so we're gonna have to skip one that. But the 13 Pro is the same as the 12 the 11 Pro. If you have this phone, this will be a major jump for you. If you have the 11 Pro, the 12 Pro even, well, the 12 Pro not a major jump in design, but major jumping specs. But the 11 Pro, this would be massive. And what's nice about if you had the 11 Pro, this feels similar in weight to the iPhone 15 Pro. This is the most comfortable iPhone to hold since the 11 Pro. I would say so very nice if you're into ergonomics and comfortable iPhones. And let's take one more look at this next the natural titanium iPhone 15 Pro Max. And you'll see more fingerprints showing on my natural titanium, but not a major difference. And I'm not sure which color I like more. They're both very nice. I like both of these colors. These might be the best. Two options. I'll have to check out the white titanium. I haven't checked one out. That's probably a clean as well color. Am I. I just think that on camera, these colors look pretty dull. In person, they're not overly exciting either, I would say, but they definitely still give you a level of premium that you wouldn't expect. So if you're looking at and you think those are just they don't look nice, go look at them in person. They actually look better than you think ones. You hold them, your hand, see him in person. I still don't know. Man, I'm still debating though. I still think the 14 Pro, these shiny edges, might still be more premium looking overall. We'll have to talk about that in the full review. Some people say giving iPhone for S vibes. They love it. Some people say giving iPhone 6 vibes. Looking cheaper. So which side are you on? Do you think it's looking better or cheaper? Comment that down below. And if you find this first impressions enjoyable, click the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and stay tuned. And let me know what see on the iPhone 15 Pro. We're gonna help decide if you should buy the Max or the 15 Pro soon. So stay tuned for that, and we'll be doing some tests and some comparisons with boy as well. Thank you very much for watching. Nick here. Be sure to be well. I will catch you all in a very next episode, and peace.